Are we all still in health?
Feeling grand, aye.
Hey everybody. In this video I wanted to give you my thoughts and initial impressions on Killing Floor 2. Of course, it might seem kind of strange for me to be doing a video about this game now because, well, it's been publicly available and out of early access for quite some time on Steam. But I think this game for me has finally reached a point where I would consider it to be something worth recommending to you folks. And that's something that I take into consideration a lot when I'm thinking about what sort of games to cover and when and how and that sort of thing. One thing about the way I tend to run my YouTube channel is that I tend to only want to focus on or feature games that I think are particularly noteworthy or have something really unique or particularly fun or interesting to offer to you guys. I'm not necessarily interested in talking smack on games or giving them a hard time or pointing out flaws in obviously flawed games. I'd rather kind of wait on a game until it gets to a point where I feel like it's achieved at least a reasonable percentage of its full potential before I talk about it. And I know some people are annoyed by that sort of thing. Some people say, oh, you just like everything, or you don't have a critical eye, or you're not hard enough on the games that you talk about. But I think if you go back and watch a lot of my videos, what you'll find is that even games that I really like, I'm still capable of pointing out the flaws in them or pointing out their shortcomings. It's just that for me to want to bother to spend the time capturing video, thinking about what I'm going to say, recording these narrations and doing all the editing and such that it takes to make a video like this, I have to kind of already at least like the game to want to put that level of effort into doing something like that. And I think that's why there's perhaps been a bit of confusion among viewers of the channel as to what my thinking is in terms of how and why and when I cover these games. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up off the bat, but more importantly, I wanted to talk about the fact that I think Killing Floor 2 in particular has really reached a point where it's become a pretty satisfying, pretty polished, pretty well endowed game in terms of its content and features and production and such. And especially with the free weekend that's happening for this game on Steam at the time of recording this video, and the 50% off sale that's happening in conjunction with that, which makes the game only $15 at the moment. I think this is a really good time for anybody who's maybe been on the fence about this game or hasn't been sure whether or not it would be something that they would enjoy to jump in, take advantage of the free weekend, and see for themselves. And then if you end up liking the game, you can pick it up at a quite reasonable price. Now, full disclosure, I will tell you that I picked this game up for $20 on a previous Steam sale, and I have said from the very beginning regarding Killing Floor 2 that I do not believe this game warrants a $30 purchase. So whenever this sale ends, whenever you see this video after the fact, and you're looking at this game and taking my recommendation of it into consideration, keep in mind that I am recommending this game strongly at $20 or less, and as the price goes up from there, I think your mileage may vary. I'm sure there are some people who would look at this game and play it and thoroughly enjoy it and feel completely comfortable spending $30 on it. I am not one of those people. However, I will say I think $20 or less is a completely fair and reasonable and desirable price to pay for this particular game. And of course, I'm kind of operating under a bit of an assumption here in that I have to think that most people watching the footage of this game can probably get a pretty good idea of what it's all about. It's basically a 1 to 6 player cooperative monster shooting experience where you go through various levels and clear them out and earn cash as you do that to be spent on various weapon upgrades and armor and ammo and that sort of thing. And of course, with the original Killing Floor being such a popular game in its own right, I kind of expect that most people have at least a decent sense of what this game is about already. So I'm not going to dive into too much detail about that aspect of things, except to say that I was particularly impressed by the new map that they included for free with the game as of this latest update called the Descent, which basically includes this really cool mechanic where as you clear each level, you actually proceed down a shaft to the next level. Whereas if you're familiar with the map design of the previous levels, you'll note that you just moved back and forth through the same environment. I think the little mechanical twist or wrinkle in the descent level is pretty cool. I'm also really excited to see them including user/community created levels in the bundled official game, such as the nuked level that you're seeing throughout this video. But having said all that, those are pretty much my thoughts on the current state of this game. I'm kind of wrapping up my initial impressions and state of the game into a single video here for you guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.
You earned the money. Now spend it.
What have you done? You murderers! You vile creatures! Stare death in the eye!
Oh, Jesus, right here.
Daddy has some money for you to pay me. You clip in! This is not possible! I am perfection!
Damn it.
Squander all your money on their guns.
So close. So close.
Oh!
No, no. Yes! Oh man, I made that guy into calamari.